delicious. Can't wait.
Hello and welcome to Dad's Table. Tonight we're going to be making pronto pizza patties. It combines a lot of my favorite things. It's fast, it's pizza, and it's pizza. Pizza! Let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to start off with, we need to dice up our onions and green bell pepper. I have an onion left over from a previous meal, so we're going to do that. We don't really need a whole lot, so we're going to just do a quarter of a cup of onion and a quarter of a cup bell pepper. So don't really need a whole lot, like I said, but I also have half an onion left, so I'm going to go ahead and knock this out with this half onion. If you are starting with a fresh onion, then only use probably half of it, and that'll be enough for this recipe. Save the rest of it for another recipe. I know there's a couple of videos that you can watch on Dad's Table that only require half of an onion. So I've got the onion chopped up. I'm going to go ahead and put that in a bowl. I've already washed up the bell pepper, so we're going to slice that up. Now, I only need a quarter of a cup, so I'm only going to do half of a green bell pepper, especially one this size. So, in the last couple of years, I've started getting into gardening, and I generally, if I remember, I will take the scraps from the inside of a bell pepper and onion and anything else that I've used. One, I try to save some of the seeds so I can grow my own peppers and onions and whatnot. But then this time of year, obviously you don't want to be growing anything in the winter, at least not outside. So most of the scraps I put into a composter so that by the time spring gets around, generally everything's decayed and I can use that for the soil enhancements. And that way I don't spend a bunch of money on soil. Maybe someday I'll start a gardening channel, but I actually got into gardening based off some guys that I watch on YouTube. So shout out to Kevin and James. But I enjoy cooking way more than I do gardening at this point. Alright, so I'm going to take this bell pepper, put it in a bag, and save that for later. Now, before I get to the part that really gets my hands all dirty and messy, I'm going to go ahead and get this skillet started warming up. We don't need a whole lot of olive oil, but we do want to put it on medium and and let it start warming up. That way it makes the cooking process even faster.
Pronto.
So now I'm going to add a full pound of ground turkey. And then one, tell you what, it calls for one, I'm gonna go two. We're gonna go pizza, I want some garlic in it. So 2 heaping spoons of garlic. And we need an egg white. All we need is the egg white. And this little doohickey separates it. So we're gonna add the egg white in there. And then we need 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I'm going with a gluten-free Italian style. So that's 1/4. That's 1/2 cup. The final bit, we need 1/4 cup of pizza sauce. So if you do the breadcrumbs first, then the pizza sauce, then you only have to use one item, or one measurement utensil. Alright, now we're going to mix this all up. You might as well get 2 hands in there just to, you don't need 2 hands to form the patties anyway. Alright, so I'm going to kind of make this a little bit oval shape, like so, just so I can kind of eyeball third. I'm going to take that third, make it a 1/2, and I'm going to take this 1/2 of a third, which makes 1/6.
The math speaks for itself.
Because this recipe makes 1/6, or 6 servings, excuse me. So that's 1 patty. And I dumped that in there, so we're gonna be keeping an eye on the clock. We're gonna be cooking these for like 12 to 14 minutes. It's my first time making these, by the way, so I'm trying to make sure I'm aware of what's going on as much as possible. There's another 6th. And you want to use a large skillet for this if you're trying to get all 6 patties in there at the same time. Move this one a little bit. That first one's already drawn up a little bit, and it's smaller already than some of these other ones that I'm putting in later. That could be just from my eyeballing it. Could be just from the heat. Nothing perfect. We are done with the bowl. We'll do a little bit of cleanup while we're waiting. So I said we will let these cook for about 12-14 minutes, but you're gonna flip them some point in between. So right around 7 minutes, 8 minutes, I'm gonna flip them over. And we'll just see where we are from there, whether it's the full 12 minutes or the full 14 minutes. So we're right at 6 minutes. So I'm going to flip these over. Now I've noticed that this end is darker than down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to situate these where they are obviously cooking better at the top than they are at the bottom. And I'm trying not to break these apart at the same time. Now we will cook these for another 6 minutes, and then we should be on to the next step. So while I got you, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and do the cost breakdown for the pizza patties. The ground turkey is around $5. Dry breadcrumbs, you can get a canister for about $1.50. Minced garlic's about $4. Again, that's a staple. Bell peppers $1, onions $1, eggs, you get a dozen for $3-4 depending on where you are, but you only need 1 egg. Pizza sauce, various brands, took an average of about $3. Mozzarella cheese, you can get the 2 cups for about $2.50-ish. Italian bread slices, you can get Italian bread, it's already sliced up, typically around $4 on average. And then a little canister of Italian seasoning for about $28. This is 6 servings, so your cost breakdown is about $4.67, $4.75. Yes, I did say 6.7. So again, less than $5 per person. That's pretty awesome. Nutritional value per serving, you're looking at 290 calories. That includes on the bread. Your fat's around 9 grams and your protein's around 22 grams. Again, that's pretty decent. And as all you know, I like to throw in dad jokes on my videos. On occasion, I'll throw in 1 or 2. But I was thinking about this a while ago. I've been trying to come up with a dad joke about momentum, but I just can't seem to get it going.
It can't be stopped.
And we have a couple of minutes before truly our real next step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take out six slices of Italian bread. Oh, and the key about Italian bread If you're a couple of days into before you actually make this, and you need to keep the Italian bread, put it in the fridge for a couple of days before. Just keep it in a cold, dark area like your refrigerator, and it'll last longer as opposed to sitting on your counter for a couple of days. Learned that from the wife. We're going to take our olive oil. Just want to barely rub a little bit on there. And then if you have a brush, you just want to lightly brush it across there, across the surface. Keeping an eye on the time. We don't want these overcooked. Sun got down on the plate, so gives us something to kind of lather up the bread here. We just want a light coating, nothing too steep. And you're going to take your Italian seasoning and sprinkle some Italian seasoning onto your Italian bread. You can do this on French bread as well, but I figured if we're going pizza, it makes sense to do Italian bread. We've got about 1 minute left on our patties, and I am going to take some mozzarella cheese and I'm going to sprinkle it on to the top of each patty. Like so for that last minute. And let that kind of melt on there. Okay. Start taking these out of the skillet. Still warm. You'll notice that the cheese still hasn't melted just yet, but I'd say while we're doing the next process, some of that will melt, in fact. All right, so we've put all the patties on the plate. We're going to set that to the side. This next step, I will say, be very, very careful in what you do. I'm going to get rid of this little bit of griddle here, keeping the pan off of the burner. I'm going to double up and then double again and then double again because I don't want to get my fingers burnt. But we are going to just kind of brush some of that olive oil and grease and griddle. Careful not to touch the pan because it is hot. I can feel it through the paper towel, but and now we're going to carefully, you want your seasoned side down into the skillet. I don't think I'll be able to get all 6 on this one, which is okay, that's fine. And we're gonna let them toast for about a minute or two. Now in that minute, we're gonna go ahead and measure out. We want about a cup worth of pizza sauce. There I am, right at a cup. Now, we're gonna put the pizza sauce in the microwave, covered, because we don't want to make a mess, because that makes Mama mad. We're gonna just warm it up for 45 seconds. I'm still watching the timer here. We're right at a minute or two. All right, so our bread should be good and toasted. Looks like that. I still got this one extra one we need to do. Flip that on there. But other than wait on this last one, we're ready to plate it up.
Oh yeah. I think I'm ready for some pronto pizza patties.
Pizza?
Pizza.
It's pretty quick to make. Looks delicious. Can't wait.
All right, scoreboard time. Were we under 30 minutes? We were right at 30 minutes total for this. I think for the most part, I was pretty efficient on it, but I'll give that a 9. Food costs. We said we were right at, oh, how could I forget? $4.67. 67. And that's a 9. And then calories, we were at 290 calories. We were at 9 grams of fat. That's excellent. So I'm gonna give that a 9. So overall, another excellent meal. So I appreciate you watching this episode. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments some of the things that you might add or change to it. I personally can't wait to bite into this one. There's something about Italian food. I absolutely love Italian food. So really looking forward to this. But it's taking me 30 minutes to make this. So now I get to go spend time with my family. Make sure you go spend time with your family. And as always, take care.